Hi, I'm Ritika.
I'm Ishita. And I'm Meghana.
And we completed the Engie challenge during this year's hackathon. And so how we went about this is we used R to merge the data sets provided by the company to compare across various metrics such as energy consumption and the NOAA weather data to see patterns between the two. And we also ended up getting rid of the null values in the table to prevent skewing of our data. And we use Power BI to create a dashboard as seen here. And we organize the data in a way to create competition between North and South Campus students to motivate them towards energy sustainability. And we also looked at times of the year when energy and electricity consumption was the highest, thus encouraging students to reduce energy consumption on an individual level during these busy months. To reduce energy consumption as a whole. And we also use colors in a way to make the graphs pop and appear interesting to the students.
So just to talk about the graphs in a little bit more detail. So the first graph is showing the different electricity consumption by each dorm. This is like the North Campus dashboard. So as seen in the first graph, just for caution of error, the Moral Tower graph only starts at June because the rest of the values at the beginning of the year were null. Therefore, there was no data there at the beginning. But this kind of shows the difference in electricity consumption, and it makes sense depending on the size of the dorm and how many people live there. And then the second graph that we show is the total energy consumption, and to kind of show the difference between all the dorms and how much energy they're all using. And the last graph kind of shows the just Taylor Tower average electricity consumption because this dashboard will be displayed at Taylor Tower. So in the last graph, it kind of shows daily temperature along with electricity consumption throughout the month to show how the difference in temperature relates to the average electricity consumption throughout the year.
Okay, sorry about that. So we also made a dashboard that we hope can be displayed at Thompson Library. Some of the metrics that we compared in this dashboard is also looking at a non-dorm building on North, South, and then the middle of campus, just to see how the energy consumption varies between the three and show students that when they're at Thompson. And then we also looked at total energy consumption at Thompson across the year. Yeah.
So kind of to show the difference between the different graphs is in the first graph, we showed total energy consumption between each building. So we chose Denny Hall, North Rec, and Thompson Library. And it kind of shows that Thompson used the most energy, which makes a lot of sense because it is a very big building with a lot of occupants. So in the second graph, we kind of took the total energy from the first graph and just showed Thompson throughout the year to show how energy use increases as the year goes on. And finally, in the last graph, we showed the electricity consumption between two of the dorms or non-dorm buildings. So the only reason we don't have Denny Hall on that last graph is because they didn't have any data for Denny Hall to show electricity consumption. Therefore, it would have been invalid to show the graph. There was no data to show on the graph. But to show the difference is that Thompson uses a lot more electricity, which is very valid because Thompson just has a lot more occupants throughout and has a lot more uses for energy throughout the building.